Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. So, welcome to the Spiritual Light Show. Today is 1st of April. This is not a lie. I know this is a full day, but we are here live. And our topic this week it is truth in a confusing world. How do we know what to believe? Yeah, this is an interesting topic, up to date topic, and I hope you all like what we're gonna discuss today. So, Charles and Elsa are here to help me, to support, and to give their special and respectful opinion about this topic. So, good evening, Elsa. How are you, my dear?
I am wonderful, man, happy doing this, talking about this topic in the special day today, 1st of April, as you said, Food Day. But we know that everything is related to daily situations in our life. That it's difficult sometimes to choose what we are doing, if it's okay or not, if it's real or not, if the news are fake or not. But let's talk about. Welcome everyone. We are so happy to be here with you, and I hope more people will join us and talk about this topic in the chat. Okay. God bless you. Hi Charles. Hi Steven, and thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Bonsoir, Charles.
Bonsoir, Steven. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Indeed, I mean, it's really a very important topic we are touching now, and because our current world is indeed quite confusing. So we really need to be capable to receive the education needed to make the difference between what is good and what is not good, what is true and what is not true, even if it's not always very easy or not always even possible. But let's see what the spiritist body of knowledge has to say about it.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm glad I have both of you with me today. Also, if you guys want to give us a hello or even chat with us, you have doubts, please write in the comment box and you pick up from here. Meanwhile, I want to say good evening to Gerson Faria, who wrote to us saying hi. Okay. So, truth in a confusion world. How do we know what to believe? So, we are living in an age of information, but at the same time of confusion. Opinions spread faster than truth. That's a reality. And it becomes increasingly difficult to discern what is real, what is distorted, and what is misleading. Spiritism offers us a powerful principle: faith must be rational. Allan Kardec taught us not to accept ideas blindly, not even spiritual ones, but to examine, compare, and reflect. In a world, in a world filled with noise, discernment becomes a spiritual responsibility. Tonight, we will explore how to seek truth with humility, clarity, and moral grounding. Allow me to start with you, Charles. And the first question is why is it important to question what's here and even in spiritual matters?
Ah, that's indeed a very good question, very actual indeed. Huh? Um, And because we know by examining the past, what has been done, told, how the truth took time to come out, how also humankind started to build some reasoning and some discernment, and so whilst this was not happening, there was a lot of abuse of some smarter people willing to exploit or to abuse from some people who have not yet this discernment. So humankind is progressing, that's true. I think the level of education is also growing in most of the countries. Of course, some countries do not have education or do not have good education or even do have misleading education. Nevertheless, the progress is here. Humankind is more and more asking to understand before believing something. And this is also true, as you told, even in particular, even in the spiritual matters.
Hmm.
And mid of the 19th century came Allan Kardec with built the spiritist body of knowledge. And one of the most fundamental principles he was stating very clearly since the beginning is uh, we need to analyze everything which is told to us. And it is absolutely not because something is told through mediumship, by the spirits through mediumship, that it is true. The spirits, they have limited knowledge as humans do. And for this, everything has to be scrutinized and to undergo a severe control of common sense and reason. So this is a basic principle of the spiritist body of knowledge. Spiritist body of knowledge is not saying uh, believe first and you will understand later on if you can. But the spiritist body of knowledge says uh, understand first and you will believe later on if you want to. So you see a complete change from the heteronomous approach of the traditional religions up to that point. And the spiritist body of knowledge always called for the autonomy of the people. Do not believe what I'm saying you. I'm giving you information, I'm giving you teachings, I'm giving you uh, uh, pieces of knowledge, but it's up to you to go to analyze, to make your mind about it, to see if it makes sense or not, to see if it is good, to analyze if it is good or not, and then to accept it. So most of the spiritists, I mean, or biggest majority of the spiritists came to this knowledge through this process, through this principle. So it's absolutely not a blind faith, it's a reasoned faith. So that was the principle adopted at the very beginning by Allan Kardec. Now the question you told is more generally, why is it important to question what we hear? But today we have very good expressions like fake news, like manipulations, like some others in the same line. So we know that the information we receive daily through different channels, it may be some other person talking to us, it may be from the TV or the news, it may be from the social media, it may be sometimes even from the government or some other institution, must also be scrutinized. And for this, we need to receive instruction, but not only instruction, also education, so that we can have this possibility, this capability to analyze and to scrutinize what we hear. Okay, and uh, there is one method which has came from the antiquity. It is sometimes called the Socratic filter. So it's basically a filter which is composed of 3 filters or 3 different questions. When something is telling something to you, or when you receive an information, you basically have to make 3 questions. First question is it true? It's not always easy to verify if something we are told is true or not. Okay, so sometimes we cannot verify. We cannot say clearly, yes, it is true, or no, it is not true. So this is why there is a triple filter. So in the doubt, we have to put it on hold and go to the second question. The second question is it good? So that is something for which we have a little bit more elements to analyze. What is good and what is not good, or what is good and what is evil. We generally have received some moral teachings from these leaders who came at the basis of the traditional religions. For us, of course, it's the easiest, but it's of course not the only one, because we can find the same type of notions in most of the religions. But for the one we know better is the Christian religion, the teaching of Jesus. And he basically gave some very good hints for enabling us to analyze what is good and what is not good. For instance, when he told, do unto the others what you would like the others to do unto you. Okay? So if you are told something, you can analyze it through this criteria, for instance. You can say, would I like to be treated like this, or would I like to receive or not to receive, or as per the information we are giving to us. Okay? And if the answer is, I would not like that so much, then the trend is to say, this is not so good. It's rather something which is, I would say, at least at minimum to be improved. Okay. So, and then on top of these 2 first filters, there is a third filter. And the third filter is it the right moment for this information? Why now? Okay. And again, why now? Who is this person giving me this information? Who is this entity? Why does this person give me this information? Is there some second intention? May there be some hidden interest behind? And clearly, I mean, if out of these 3 filters, you have not 3 times yes, clearly we shall put the information on hold and not consider it as granted. So these are principles that Kardec strongly advised us to apply in mediumistic communication, to analyze them very carefully. But today we can see it is also something that we have to use in the day-by-day information on the information we receive daily. Okay, because if we don't do this discernment, this analysis, if we don't select what is good, what is true, what is coming at the right moment, and if we accept a little bit too blindly all what is the information which is coming to us, we run a severe risk to be misled, to be manipulated, or to fall into fake news, because nowadays there are so many things, so many interests willing to dominate and to be elected, or to sell us some product, or whatever intention, so that it is absolutely important for us to make this difference. So it's not absolutely new, because it was like this since a long time, since Socrates, it's coming from the antiquity, giving this advice already, to make the difference between what is true, what is good, and what not. But nowadays it becomes really very critical, and the people who are not doing this analysis are really heavily in risk to fall into manipulation, to fall into believing things which are false, and to be really misled and to go to wrong paths, which at the end they will discover that they were on the wrong path, and then of course a lot of pain for the mistakes done, the harm caused to others and to itself, so to oneself, and also for the lost time. So that's why it's absolutely critical now to exerce our common sense, our reason, and also to learn about these moral teachings, of what is good and what is not good, which at the end is the equivalent to saying good is what is in harmony with the natural law, and evil is what is not in harmony with the natural law. So if you want to be happy, if you want to progress as a spirit, we need to seek this harmony with the natural law, because that is really the hint to go to progress, and to progress mainly towards happiness.
Thank you, my friend. It is crucial for us to questioning everything. Especially when it comes from the spiritual world, because we always can receive a deceived message, and but at the same time we need to make sure the medium is not um, is not putting his ego up front, because sometimes the medium will not accept when you question a message that he or her have received. So and also Kardec says we need to use the rational faith. We need to prove it. We need to see it. We need to experiment it. We need to test it. But it's kind of tricky for us.
I
I
don't know
think I
if
back my internet. Yeah, I lost my last signal for a while.
so
I'm back.
It's
Can
better.
you
We
hear
can
me?
hear you, Stevan.
You can hear me now?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So, my dear Elsa, uh, how can
So
we
I
help
want
you?
only to add something quickly. What
Oh,
Charlie
okay.
said is really thing that came here now. That questioning, we have to question, of course, because it's the reason that ask us to do question. By questioning, we do not demonstrate disbelief, but rather a sincere commitment to truth, allowing our understanding to mature with clarity and responsibility. Only questioning and go yeah, asking answers and compare, as Kardec always teaching us, emphasize that faith should be rational, as you said, Stephen, that we really, especially nowadays, we really have to be careful. It doesn't matter how many questions you have to do, but do the questions instead be misleading, misguided. Yeah? Sorry, now you can go.
No, no, it's right. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And for you, my dear, how can we recognize our reliable spiritual teachings?
How can we recognize reliable spiritual teachings? I think Kardec also gave us the hint about that, because reliable spiritual teachings are recognized by their alignment with universal moral laws, such as charity, humility, and goodness. So, according to Allan Kardec, true teachings never contradict reason or promote division. pride or superiority. Instead, they uplift, bring your inner peace, and encourage moral transformation, reflecting coherence between thought, feeling, and action. That is, nowadays there's a lot of mediums that only one person receives one message, some second message, and want to publish a book without even really go further and deep and see if the messages are really reliable. But when we read some messages signed by Dr. Bezerra de Menezes, we really know that it's not Dr. Bezerra de Menezes at all. First, because we are receiving so many messages in past years or past decades to Chico Xavier, Divaldo Franco. We know the alignment that Dr. Bezerra used to develop his messages and the humbleness message and the very important teachings. And some ones that take numbers or take advice that not useful, that we should really see. It's not Dr. Benezes sign it, it's not Jesus sign it. We have really to be careful. It's best to let 99 truth instead to accept one lie. Yeah,
Yeah.
more or less
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. And as you said, some are pride, ego, etc., and they don't like us to question too much.
Yeah. And also today is easy. I already saw many times. A lot of people say, "Oh, when I was with Divaldo and when I was with Chico Xavier," and you never saw that person with any of them. And it is dangerous because this go live and people will start to believe, and we don't have any control under it. And then at the end, people are going to say, "Oh, Chico Xavier said that. Divaldo said this." And they never said it. So it's sad because in a so serious movement like we have now in the Spiritist movement, receive a kind of catastrophic message like this will damage the Spiritism. So perhaps what we take years to advance, to progress, this type of message, this type of communication sent will send us back like 2, 3 years ago. It's concerning. Honestly, it's concerning. Uh,
Can I say something, Steve?
yeah, of course.
I'm thinking here for the diversity of perspective that we have regarding one news, for example. So, and from the perspective of spiritism, that we are, of course, immersed in it, studying, and making us a better person, teach us how to behave, how to evolve. Yeah? So, from the
Mhm.
perspective of spiritism, truth is not something imposed. No one imposed truth to no one. You believe if you are mature to believe. You don't believe if you're not understand what is going on. Okay, so it's not imposed. It's not something imposed from outside, but something gradually we are maturing, gradually discovered within the conscience. Sometimes you have to do that mistakes in order to understand the other way to do it. Doesn't matter. The most important thing is not be blind to everything that comes towards us, especially nowadays that artificial intelligence can make voice, audio, image, and put a voice in your mouth with your image that you are not saying that, and so and the world receive everything, and you are there. You don't know if it's fake or not fake, if it's true or not true. So it's really, really difficult. So we have to analyze, is this news doing something good for someone? If it's so, it's okay. If not, leave it. Because you can do nothing. You cannot go and a massive explosion that goes to a thousands and hundreds and thousands and millions of information that goes every day to the internet. But our kids, they are in this immersed in this situation, and dialogue with them, teach them be careful, teach them not to be misguided, teach them to understand that they are really people, spirits, that they are playing in a bad way, misleading us, try to misleading mediums, try to misleading politicians, try to mislead everyone. But when you have a face, you are a correct person, a reliable person, a disciplined person, you are guided by the spiritual side, with the spirits. So something comes to our conscience and said, oh, a little pulguinha. Oh, something is not right in this message. I have to find it and talk with the other person. Other person may be more wise than me or someone, and we will find the situation and stop spreading, stop receiving, spreading, receiving, spreading. That is easy to do, and we can cut the circle of bad news. Of bad news. And I think is something that we can do. And follow the teachings of Jesus. Do unto others what you want others to do unto you. And love my Father, love God above everything, and love yourself. So we have to put in practice what we are learning in, in our books or in our daily studies in Spirit Center, that always guide us to the right pathway, not to be jumping the cliffs, yeah, be misguided with bad news, etc. Yeah.
Your mic.
Love that comment, my dear. Yeah, it's good. And we said about messages, and of course, a spirit can lead
Right.
us in a wrong into the wrong direction. No, like how many messages we receive in name of high standard spirits, and clearly we see them say, no, it's not me. It wasn't me, you know. um so let me see. Based in all this we said, Charles, how we can develop a better discernment.
Yeah, indeed, it's absolutely necessary. I told already about education. Education is not only instruction. Instruction is, of course, important. You need to know to read, to write, to understand. You need to learn about the scientific notions, what makes sense, what makes not sense, and so on. So this is instruction, but education is instruction plus this knowing also not only intellectually, but also all these moral teachings, being capable of discern between good and evil. Both are not always together. You have very intelligent people using their intelligence for evil, and these are the most dangerous one, by the way. But the people which should lead us are the ones which are both intelligent and also good. using this intelligence into goodness. So this is what we really have to aim and are the one we need to listen. It needs, of course, to exert this common sense that God gave us. God gave us the intelligence. It's for us to use it, and not to put it asleep or to make or to misuse it. This needs also reflection, thinking about. Don't react too quickly. Sometimes reflections needs some time. It needs also some research here and there on trustable sources or asking trustable colleagues for helping you to make your mind. Comparing also the ideas, what makes more sense and what makes less sense. And there is one other resource that Spiritist body of knowledge is telling us is to pray. And what has a prayer to see in all this? Basically, when we pray, we can make a prayer like, God, please help me to analyze this information, whether it's true or not. Or pray to your guardian angel, to your spiritual mentor, please help me to make my mind on this and that question. And by doing this, we are elevating our thoughts and seeking help of uh, our spiritual mentor and even of God, directly or indirectly. And those are indeed fully trustable. These are always the friends on which we can count on. And there is also one very interesting teaching the spirits gave to Allan Kardec in the Spiritist Body of Knowledge. It is as follows. Where is God's law written? And the answer is in your conscience. So we shall also listen to our conscience. If we have good conscience, okay, it's a good sign. If we have bad conscience, I don't feel this, or my good feeling is not so positive on this, then we should really put on hold, put some warnings or whatever you mean, and analyze further, uh, taking the necessary time before we make our decisions. So all this is a question of exercise, and it needs humility. Elsa just told that we do mistakes, we make wrong analysis, we make also, and then we see the consequences. Okay,
Yeah.
and we need to have the humility in order to admit that we have taken a wrong decision. If we are with too high pride, this process of understanding and accepting that we have done a mistake, because we are not perfect, no human is perfect, so we all do mistakes and we have to accept this. This requires humility, because with pride, you may stay much longer in your mistake and may stay much longer before you change your mind and you recognize that you were on the wrong way. So this may harm you more, may harm us, other people more, and make you lose your time in your evolution. So these are all these tools that can help us for better discernment. And again, I mean, Kardec, it's the Spirit's book. We get a lot of basic information. And in the Medium's book, he is really going in depth of how to analyze the messages. And even at the end of the book, there is a chapter of giving example of good messages, saying, look, the characteristic of it, no blah blah, everything clear, everything, without ambiguity, short, concise, and really full of common sense, and coming at the right moment, and so on. And on another hand, he's also giving example of fake messages, which is called apocryphal messages. I don't know if this is exactly is fake messages, let's say so, of spirits which are willing to mislead us, to guide us on the wrong way, or even to manipulate us, or to dominate us, or even to harass us, because This is existing, and there are a lot of examples of this. So having all these teachings of Kardec and these examples, this helps us a lot. It's part of the study we talked about at the beginning of our answer.
Uh, in the psychological works of Joanna de Angelis, she reminds us that the discernment, that is the topic of the question, is a conquest. It requires inner silence, emotional balance, and ethical commitment. Nowadays, it's difficult to find the people that use these three virtues, but we need it to, okay? So when we are agitated, fearful, or driven by pride, for sure that we are more susceptible to illusion and manipulation easily. But when we cultivate serenity, humility, that Charles pointed it as well, and sincerity, we become more receptive to higher inspirations. Charles said, we can pray, meditate a little bit, a deep breath, and receive the inspiration in order to do the right thing, to choose the right thing, the right moment, the right message, or say something to someone, or look your message that you are signed by that spirit that came through you. Maybe the spirit is mistaken and misguiding you. So be careful and help someone with a good um, advice, a soft advice, and talking by heart in order not to make other person be just doesn't like what it is listening. But the truth, maybe we need to say the truth in order to help others and not to be misguided in myself and leave the things misguiding others. If you can stop the circle of bad news or bad guidance, we should do. As the spirits tell us, at the end of the day, it's our free will to choose what we want to do. But regarding Joanna de Angelis, she explained that the inner balance, we needed this inner balance in self-awareness. Her books in psychological studies of spiritism are essential for us to know, to have the clear perception of the things. Otherwise, we can misguide the families, we can be misguided in every situation, even buying things, only because you have a brand, a label is cost a lot of money, and you have another thing that is good as the other one, but not to have a label that costs 10, 20 times more value. We should really know, not be misguided, even with this propaganda that we have. I think in material things, in spiritual things, we have to have balance in everything. Yeah? It's only educating our thoughts, only really studying and educating ourselves, knowing ourselves. We can add this knowledge about the spiritual side, knowing what we are doing, what we must do, and in between what is the best. There's a constructive way to do things. Patience, love, care. Be careful with the liars, né? No, liars, yeah. Lies,
Mm.
lies, lies. Today is the day of liars, dia da mentira.
The Fool's Day, Fool Day, né?
Full
Fool's Day.
day. Ok.
Fool's Day. Yeah, yeah.
Acho que I never use this word, Stevan. Fool's day, yeah, I know.
Fool's Day, actually. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree. I agree. We need to focus ourselves in in questioning, in using our rational faith. We have to, but at the same time, um, what, Charles, what's the role of the spirit center? Because if I
The
have
role?
received a message,
Yes.
I must have I'm not saying good spirit center don't receive a deceived message, but the chance to happen in a very good, well structured, good spirit center, the chance to receive this kind of message is less than in other types. So, what's the role of the spirit center in all this?
Yeah, I mean, Kardec was building the body of knowledge. So his work was somehow a little bit specific in this way. So he was really going, seeking information, analyzing, looking for spirits giving information about their status, what they happened to them, and so on, and voila. So he has compiled all this in the Spiritist body of knowledge. For instance, I will just give you an example. The first question is, what is God? Huh? Supreme
Mhm.
intelligence, first cause of everything. If today in the Spiritist center you go to the spirits and you ask, what is God? What do you think they will ask? They will answer, sorry. A good spirit will
Yeah.
answer, please go to the book, read it, and then come back with complementary questions. I will not repeat the same answer as it has already been given to you. Huh? So that is a little bit, how to say, uh, tricky. The role of the center today is not to reinvent the wheel somehow. Huh? It
Yeah.
is to, okay, we have done, we have gone, we have studied, we have understood, we are freely accepting it. So what? What do we do now? Huh? Okay, I understood. I am a soul. I'm here on earth incarnated in order to progress. I know that I understand that I need to do good and to help the others, charity or whatever, in order to progress. So what? What are we waiting for? So let's do what we understand we have to do in order to progress. And this is what the Spiritist Center main role is. Okay, it is really to uh, incentivize all the people going there, first to help them if they have difficulties, and then to educate them, to transmit them the knowledge, to clarify the questions they may have, and then also to encourage them or to give them even the opportunity within the organizations, the activities organized in the Spiritist centers themselves, so that they can put it in practice. Because theory is good, practice is better. Theory without practice does not help us a lot to progress and to become better. Now, of course, that said, today, science evolved a lot since 150 or even 170 years. I think next year it will be 170 anniversary of the Spirit's Book first issue. So in this interval, of course, a lot of new knowledge has come. And there are a lot of additional points, a lot of phenomena that were not observed by Allan Kardec, but that are more frequent now, like, for instance, NDEs or others. So, of course, there is still an important activity in order to continue the studies, in order to analyze all what is happening, to change, to check if the paradigm is okay, if there are some anomalies. If there are some anomalies, okay, let's go and seek and try to make the necessary clarification or even amendment in order to solve the anomalies. And Kardec has advised this since the beginning. Spiritist body of knowledge is not cast in concrete. It is progressive.
Yeah.
So if something is demonstrated to be wrong or incomplete, it shall be analyzed and it shall be completed. But I told demonstrate. I didn't tell opinion, because a lot of people will come and say, it's progressive. I think it's not like this, it's like that. So we have to do like that. Hey, stop. Can you demonstrate me why it has to be like that? What are the grounding and the observation you made? What is the reasoning you made in order to say this has to change like this or to do like that? Or is it just your opinion? And this is also part of this analysis of fake information and so on. You do have a lot of people with pride coming, reinventing the wheel, and willing to substitute or even to revise, to make a revision of the Spiritist body of knowledge. Some people have done it a little bit too quickly. And when you analyze, you really see that the revision, in fact, has not been done in order to improve, but at the opposite, to increase the confusion. And this also happens a lot. So the role of the Spiritist Center is mostly to put in practice, but also to watch, to have this correct methodology in order to complement or to correct whenever it has to be complemented or corrected. Let's take another example. Today there is IA, AI, sorry, artificial intelligence. So what does the Spiritist body of knowledge to say about it? Spiritist body of knowledge says AA is a tool. And like a tool, like a hammer, you can use a hammer to do good, you can use a hammer to do something less good. So AI, sorry, is a tool that can be used for good thing, good purpose, but it can also be used for wrong purpose. And then we come back to the first question, which is, okay, let's discern and let's, within the Spiritist body of knowledge, give examples of good uses of AI. And this is then to work quicker, to get quicker results, and also to show by example the good uses of AI.
Which, by the way, we do have Kardec bot in ChatGPT.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a lot of
We are
good
using more and
information.
more AI for so many things, handwritten letters. Okay, AI, can you please read it for me? It helps really a lot in order to understand what was in those handwritten documents.
Yeah, yeah. Good evening, my dear Silvia. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good, thank you. I'm sorry. The other meeting ran
No,
over
you were
so
on
long.
duty.
But I just want to be with you for at least a little bit. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
great, great.
Well, it's always nice, Sylvia.
Yeah.
But I
So, my,
think one thing about artificial intelligence, just to complete, is extremely good when you're doing translation. It's
As
so
well.
helpful. It facilitates. It doesn't do it for you. It doesn't, you can't trust completely, but it's very helpful.
yeah, yeah,
I think going to what Spiritism teaches us is that all the tools that comes from human, the intelligence of humanity is because we're progressing enough. And, it's like with everything else, it will be refined. And one day it will be a tool for just doing good. Um, everything that God gives us intelligence to create these things, and we progress, and I think this is very important. It's like the internet, the ability that we have to be all together here talking was because someone had got a lot of things from other people and created the internet, gave it for free, and it's an incredible tool for us to have, isn't it? So we should be
yeah,
grateful.
yes, yeah. Because we are discussing here, my dear. Um, Unfortunately, we are surrounded by misleading informations. We do have a lot of fake campaigns in different subjects, in different areas. Uh, we do have, like we said here, some kind of I don't know the proper term in English, but these opportunist people. They say in their interviews, I was with Chico, I was with Divaldo, I was with Marlene Nobre, and those who are friends, who are in the circle of these people, I never seen this person in my life, you know. And unfortunately, what this person says in certain way become truth for many people, and is already spread. So at the same time, Kardec, even way years before uh, 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 um, this kind of this kind of fake news, he said we need to use our rational faith. So I think now it is time to use the rational faith as well. That's the only way to do it. So once more, Kardec is right. What do
Exactly,
you
but
think, my
that
dear?
is another that is another thing as well that I always think what Kardec said, for us to analyze everything, don't take anything for granted. That is correct. That is better to uh, uh, f- pass 10 truths and accept one lie. So I think it's an incredible thing because as you said, there is a lot of opportunists, there is a lot of fake news. Actually, you talk about Chico. I saw something. I said this doesn't sound very. I think it was something created by AI, and it's
Mm-hmm.
something that Chico would not have said. You know,
Yeah.
because and then what I do, I just switch off and I don't watch it anymore. I block the thing, and I think we need to be uh, that's the point you were making and Charles make is the question of having the reason. And I think as you said, Kardec says reason, the faith that faces in any epoch. It doesn't matter how many things, um, the knowledge of the Spiritist teachings, for instance. Now we are living, I think, one of the most intellectual, technological times in human history. We have access to so many incredible things now. Technology it evolves so fast, but the basic truths have not changed. And we have to have reason. And I think, with all the technology, we still can say Spiritism is ahead of all of this. It was then and it is still now. And it's better to let like 10 truths than to get one thing that's a lie. And we need to have common sense and to reason. Does it make sense to us? Does it help anyone? Because it's like they have these things. I mean, I didn't know what it was. Somebody was explaining to me influencers. I keep hearing about this influencer thing, and they make lots of money in the internet and everything. I had no idea what it was. And I think it's just people who advertise things or something. So you need to be careful because it's so easy for people to get a story or to get a product or to get something and just start saying it in a nice way and just dupe all of us. So we have to be careful. And I think that the teachings that we have in Spiritism, the Spirit's book, it's an incredible guide for us, a foundation for us, is a compass for our decision, for our lives and the way we see things. Don't get too, oh yes, go with everyone. No, first you think, analyze, and see
Mhm.
if it makes good is good for you, isn't it? For
Yeah.
good for each one of us. Because it's so
Yes,
easy to be carried away with so many things now, I think. I'm so
I
glad you
do.
have Spiritism.
Yeah, we need to be very keen with all these. As Charlie said, um, we need to use in our favor. We need to use to enhance our knowledge. We need to use these to improve our understanding. But unfortunately, we do have people who don't see this way, and it's very tricky for us now, especially now, to differentiate what is artificial intelligence, what is real. It's very. I don't. I won't doubt if in sometime we're gonna see Charles' video saying something, and it's not him about Kardec. You know, it's it's dangerous. These words mean a lot. So, Charles, your final thoughts, my friend, because we have only 3 minutes. So,
You are
1 minute
totally
each.
right, Steven, and the things are getting more and more difficult. Thanks God, we are also, the humankind is also getting more and more capable of doing this discernment. I probably think that there will be somehow some limits or some limitations, like today in the social media, for instance, forbidding them for young people, as they did in Australia or in Spain or even in whole Europe. Now it's coming. The same type of limit will also uh, have to be imposed on the AI, because again, the people who are willing to make money out of it, who don't care about telling the truth, they just look selfishly to their own interest, is unfortunately still very, very big. So this is really urging us in order to develop this discernment. And I repeat, having notions about the spirit is body of knowledge, at least for me, it helped me a lot in this way of
Yeah,
having discernment. So thanks a lot. And I think this topic of today was very, very opportune and very actual.
my dear Elsa.
Yes, we have a lot of food for thought. Thinking about, especially be careful at misleading campaigns regarding products or things that we put money and that is really fake. Be careful.
Yeah,
But the important thing is we are here to grow. We are here to evolve. And of course, we have to evolve the way that each one are separated souls in their own time, some and some slowly. But nevertheless, we are sons and daughters of God. He created us to be perfect, but God is not rushing us to be perfect because He can wait and He knows that one day all of us will achieve perfection. So, getting aware about that we are souls incarnated and towards the light. So, thank you all for participating. Thank you, Stevan, Charlie, Silvia. And thank you very much because it's a pleasure to be here every week with you all. God bless us all. Thank you.
my dear Sylvia, your final comments.
Yes, as Charles said, this is an extremely important theme because it's something that challenges us all the time. And having spiritism, as I said, for me, it guides me. It grounds my understanding, and it serves as a compass for me to see what is good and what's not good. And there are very many positive things. I try to think all the positive and the things that we can achieve with all this new technology because we are ready. I mean, our planet is now transforming into a different setup. And like in Genesis it says, the end of times, there's be a lot of conflicts, there's a lot of people holding on to the past, but we are progressing, and nothing, absolutely nothing, will stop the progress of human race. And we just have to be very careful what we accept, and guide ourselves through the knowledge. And we are blessed actually to have this knowledge of the spiritual teachings that guides us in our defense, isn't it? So I just want to say I'm sorry that I was late. I'm really upset about that, but also
No,
it's nice to see you
no,
all and to wish you all a very blessed Easter, time where that we stop to meditate and think about Jesus, the sacrifice that he made to bring us the knowledge of the gospel, of the good news that is really a foundation for a better life for ourselves and to all others that we get in touch with. So many blessings to all of you.
thank, Thank my dear, but don't be upset. You just did it on the right time. And I want to say thank you, yeah, Realia Home for being here with us. Also, Fabricio Brusca gave us a very good message. Good night, folks. Wonderful work you do every week. Congratulations. So thank you, Fabricio. Thank you. We we're doing our best here to deliver a good content here. So let me go to the announcements. Let me share my screen. Okay, good. Okay, next week, the power of thoughts, how we influence ourselves and others. And we will have for the first time our friend Anna Sinclair. So, first time she's gonna be with us. I bet it's gonna be an amazing show. I hope you can join us, Silvia. And
So too.
we be here at 9 p.m. London time. So every Saturday we do have the Mediums book course at 7:30 a.m. London time. The QR code it is in front of you in order to enroll. So this Sunday, our friend Silvia, we're gonna give a talk about Marlene Nobre series, and the topic is the gift of mediumship. So 7 p.m. London time, don't miss it.
Good.
So also our friend Dana Sisi will be in London now in April. So on Saturday, 18th of April, he's gonna be at the Allan Kardec Study Group celebrating the four, uh,
4:30.
430. Thank you. The
40,
430 anniversary.
40:30.
Yes. So thank you, my dear.
It's better if people can confirm presence, okay?
You need to confirm presence.
Yes, because there's phone number there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. So every other Sunday we have a study from Joana de Angelis from 8:30 p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. So more details, contact our friend Jeff Fabricio. He gave you more details how to enroll and what we study, how the study structure works. Save the date for September between 18 and 20 of September. We will have in Vergemont, Belgium, the three events happening at the same time: the ninth European Spiritist Gathering, the first Youth European Spiritist Gathering, and the ninth 90 European Spiritist Gathering for kids. So good to have you all there. Hope you have time to join us. It's open to anyone, so anyone can go and stay with us the weekend and giving us opportunity to get to know more about you and how the spiritism touches you, influences your life. So please keep reading Spiritism Magazine. It's free, always with very good content. This want to say thank you to Buzz, I Spiritist Federation, and Spiritist Movement Francophone Movement. So thank you for supporting the Spiritual Light Show every Wednesday. And thank you, Kardec Radio, for giving us this space and the opportunity to be together for almost 10 years, Yeah,
5 years.
yeah, yeah. So, oh my gosh. Okay, this is it. So, I want you to say thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you next Wednesday. Enjoy your long bank holiday for some, Enjoy your Easter. Don't eat too much chocolate. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you. Thank you, Silvia. Thank you, Charles. And thank you, Elsa.
God
God
bless
bless.
us all.
Thank you. Bye bye.